JD claims that although Everyoni Asim the City Girls were merely a rap pair, Young Miami was actually playing a much darker role behind the scenes, posing as a madam and supposedly arranging individuals for Diddy in private. She was next on the list, according to JT's interpretation. Right now, the internet is acting like a detective. Every old interview, dubious side-eye, and crazy, wild party tape is being devoured by fans. And all of a sudden, a lot of things begin to make sense. So did Young Miami make an effort to market her city to the industry? And what part did Diddy play in all of this? She told JD to act up, but he wasn't playing. You could get struck. She's finished being polite now. Let it be free, sis, revealing the true nature of her relationship with Young Miami. And believe me, this isn't a trivial argument. JD said that this was a complete betrayal. Over the years, everyone has observed the tension, the sidelong glances, the lack of communication, and the uneasy feelings that arise whenever the two are together. However, JT claims that the last straw was more than a backstage dispute or conflict over a solo career. When Diddy got away with evading significant federal accusations, Young Miami's response was this. What then did Young Miami do after the judgment was announced? She posted the now famous Justin Bieber clock meme to Instagram as though it were a cause for celebration. That offended a lot of people, including JT, who is aware of the seriousness of the charges Diddy has been dealing with. However, it went beyond a simple meme. According to JT, the Diddy story is far more complex than any of us initially believed. She also asserts that Miami may have been engaging in an entirely different strategy behind the scenes. As though on cue, Young Miami then went all out, sharing 111 in Driver with the caption, "Take me to Chanel." She wasn't even attempting to conceal it. She was getting energy from it. She seems pleased with it. However, she was surprised when JT abruptly left. When JT eventually allowed the helicopter to take off, he called out to Santana and Diddy in addition to Miami. Furthermore, she asserts that Overbeat was not the cause of this rift.
I mean, hopefully, the future of the City Girls can beat the City Girls. And I pray that our egos does not separate it, or the internet, or guys.
It all began when Young Miami began bringing her buddies around after becoming overly enmeshed in Diddy's world. This is when things start to get extremely nasty. According to JT, this drama predates the City Ladies' formal breakup. In previous interviews, she had alluded to the fact that Miami's involvement with Diddy was straining their friendship at the time, but she made an effort to remain sweet by expressing her optimism that all would work out. That didn't occur. It's official asterisk. JT is now making it very evident that she is no longer holding back. She and Young Miami were separated by Diddy. Even worse, Miami allowed it to occur. How did Young Miami react when JT made it public that Diddy was supposedly pursuing her? She did her usual thing, hopped via shadow and on Twitter. "I don't even rap anymore," she tweeted. "I'm retiring, everyone." Adorable, isn't it? But without really saying anything, that tweet expressed a lot. What does any of this have to do with Diddy and Santana? Is the question that fans are now asking as they piece everything together. Everything. One of the first people to imply that Young Miami was the one who supposedly gave Diddy a sultry Santa was JT. It all began years ago with that massive Twitter outburst. JT is now going all out. She is revealing the dubious actions Miami is claimed to have taken behind the scenes, not just against her, but also against those who are close to her. She concluded with a chilly mic drop and even tweeted some cryptic heat. Fans were perplexed when JT continued to disparage Santana and pull her into the chaos. What role does he play in the conflict amongst the City Girls? However, now that JT is putting the pieces together, everything makes sense. She is asserting that Santana was not an innocent spectator and was far more involved in the Diddy case than anyone understood. Santa was purportedly one of Diddy's boy toys, according to JT, and who is said to have organized it. Miami, Young. Yes, according to JT, Miami orchestrated the entire situation. Let's face it, there have been persistent speculations concerning Diddy and Santana. Fans have been noticing the side-eyes, Instagram remarks, and sporadic career boosts that Santa seemed to receive out of the blue. Although JT's assertions aren't particularly remarkable, this is the first time that a member of their group has denied them. However, something changed, and the majority of fans believe that it had to do with money. Everyone is now staring at the three of them, curious about what transpired behind closed doors. The worst part is still to come. There has long been a rumor between Diddy and Santana. For years, people have been speculating that Young Miami was only the beard, the smokescreen, and the cover. That Santana had always been Diddy's true passion. Some fans even claim that although Diddy was truly flying Santana out, pampering him, and concealing everything in plain sight, Miami was employed to make things appear regular. At one time, even DJ scholars weighed in, asserting that Diddy and Santana were involved in many more activities than the public observed. And now that JT is speaking up at last, things are beginning to make sense. It came together.
That's some Saucy Santana.
Nah, stop it. Stop.
Now that we got there,
No, stop.
you the one said maybe the girl, Saucy, and Puffy having parties. Don't act like you did.
It gets even wilder because Saucy Santana might not be the only one Young Miami allegedly tried to pass off to Diddy. Word on the curb is she may have pulled the same move more than once. Fans were already side-eyeing things when a certain someone, Chris Sean, randomly popped up at one of Diddy's private parties in 2023. People thought it was odd, considering the guest list was tight and very industry curated. But here's where things got really sketchy. Footage from that night made a lot of folks uncomfortable. In one now viral clip, it looks like Diddy leaned in, possibly trying to kiss Chris Sean, and she visibly pulled away. The vibe is awkward. Like deeply awkward. You could feel something was off. But that wasn't even the part that got everyone talking.
Trying to recruit Krishan. That's what Diddy and what's the girl Carisha was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Cause it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Cause remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Thought she yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We don't. This podcast gonna be, cause y'all know the mama know everything and everybody business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Cause they kept calling her, remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Carisha. Remember that? I feel like they were trying to recruit that baby.
And if you thought all this was just internet speculation, think again. Blueface's mom, Carissa, actually tried to step in and confirm the rumors. She hadn't beat around the bush either. She flat out said that Young Miami was trying to recruit Christian for Diddy, and she name-dropped
They was trying to recruit Krishan. That's what Diddy and what's the girl Carisha was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Cause it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Cause remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Thought she yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? Cause y'all know the mama know everything and everybody business.
Right here might have been the moment everything changed. Because if what Carissa Bluffus's mom said is even halfway true, then JD's claims about Young Miami weren't just a random emotional outburst. They were warning. we already knew about. The Santana situation, and that alone was messy. But now, with Carissa name-dropping Miami in connection with Kian, the whole situation started to look less like isolated drama and more like a pattern. Not one person, not one moment, but a whole operation. And that's where the conversation shifts, because now people are starting to ask, was young Miami just caught up in Diddy's world, or was she helping to rebuild it? And if she was out here trying to recruit people like Kian for Diddy behind the scenes, then JT calling her a pimp might not have been shade. It might have been fact. But hold on, because this is where things completely go off the rails. JT is now claiming that young Miami allegedly tried to pimp her out to Diddy too. And, according to JT, that was the final straw that led to the City Girls breaking up. Jada made it clear she was never down for that kind of arrangement. But the pressure young Miami allegedly put on her, that's what made her walk away for good. It allegedly all started with Miami telling JT that Diddy was interested in having a threesome with Santana. At first, JD brushed it off, thinking it was just Miami being Miami. After all, Miami had always been more open about doing wild things for Diddy. Golden showers, anyone? But then things turned dark. JT says Miami started hinting that Diddy wanted her to join him and Santana in a three-way. JT kept saying no over and over again, but Miami allegedly wouldn't let it go. She kept pushing the idea, like she was trying to convince JT it was no big deal. And that's when JT says she realized it wasn't just a one-time suggestion. It was repeated, uncomfortable, relentless pressure. That's when the trust began to crack, and from there, everything fell apart. JT says she made her stance clear again and again. She asked Miami to drop the Diddy stuff, but allegedly Miami kept pushing. And here's the part that rubbed fans the wrong way. JT claims Miami even tried to sweet-talk her by comparing Diddy's money to Lil Uzi's, saying Diddy had way more. That's wild considering JT and Uzi were very much together at the time. From Jada's perspective, it sounded like young Miami was actively trying to break up her relationship, just to drag her into Diddy's world. And with everything else that had already happened behind the scenes, this was betrayal. JT could have stayed quiet. She could have played nicely. But the moment young Miami publicly celebrated Diddy's release like nothing had ever happened, that was